Steel built the modern world. And I mean that literally. For over 2 centuries, there was simply no alternative. Every skyscraper you see reaching into the clouds, every bridge you cross on your morning commute, every aircraft carrier out there patrolling the oceans, and yes, every tank on every battlefield. They all have one thing in common: steel. It was the backbone of the Industrial Revolution, the foundation everything else was built on. But here is the thing, that foundation is being replaced. In March 2026, a fairly quiet announcement came out of a Chinese industrial city, and honestly, most people missed it. But the engineers and defense analysts who caught it, they understood immediately what it meant. This wasn't some incremental lab result or a government press release about future plans. This was real. China had taken what was essentially a science fiction material and moved it into a factory, into actual mass production. For the first time in history, the material is called T1200 grade carbon fiber. And look, I know that sounds technical, but stay with me, because what this stuff can actually do is going to completely change the way you think about how things are built. So here is the problem that engineers have been wrestling with forever: strength versus weight. If you need something strong, it ends up heavy. If you need it light, you usually have to give up strength. That is just how materials work. Steel is incredibly strong, sure, but it is also incredibly heavy. Aluminum is light, but it cannot come close to the raw power of steel. For 200 years, that trade-off has been the fundamental constraint of almost every engineering project on the planet. And then along comes T1200 carbon fiber, and it just ignores that trade-off entirely. The tensile strength on this material is 8,000 megapascals. Now, for context, standard structural steel, the stuff holding up the office building you might be sitting in right now, that has a tensile strength somewhere between 400 and 700 megapascals. The absolute best high-grade specialized steel you can buy tops out around 1,000. China's new material is over 10 times stronger than that. 10 times. But here is the part that really gets engineers excited: the weight. T1200 is roughly 1/4 the weight of steel, so you are getting 10 times the strength at 1/4 of the mass. Think about what that actually means for a second. A single bundle of this fiber, no thicker than a piece of sewing thread, can hold over 200 kilograms without breaking. That is 3 full-grown adult men hanging from a thread thinner than your finger, without breaking. This is not a small step forward. This is the kind of leap that comes along maybe once in a generation. Now, to understand why China doing this is such a massive deal, you have to know a bit of history. Because for 30 years, this level of carbon fiber technology lived in exactly one place on Earth: Japan. Specifically, inside the labs of a company called Toray Industries. For 3 decades, Toray had what was essentially a complete monopoly on ultra-high-strength carbon fiber. Their T1100 grade fiber was the best thing on the market, the secret ingredient behind some of the most advanced technology humans have ever built. And when I say everyone depended on them, I mean everyone. Boeing, Airbus, NASA, the United States Department of Defense. All of them buying from Japan, shipping from Japan, completely reliant on Japanese supply chains for a material that sits at the heart of modern aerospace and defense. The F-35 Lightning II, the most advanced stealth fighter jet currently flying, is 35% carbon fiber by weight. Every single gram of that material came from Japan. That is not just a business dependency, that is a national security dependency. China understood this. They watched it for 20 years, and they decided they were done watching. Billions went into state-funded research programs. Thousands of engineers spent years working through the incredibly complex chemistry of carbonization, the process of heating materials to extreme temperatures to create these ultra-strong fibers. It is genuinely difficult. The margin for error at every stage of production is almost zero. But in March 2026, that 20-year effort paid off. China did not just match what Japan had built, they went past it. By announcing mass production of T1200 grade fiber at 100 tons per year, China became the first country on Earth to move this material from a laboratory curiosity into an actual industrial product. The 30-year monopoly was over, just like that. So why does 100 tons of fiber matter so much? I mean, that sounds like a lot, but in the context of global manufacturing, it is actually not huge. right? Well, here is the thing. This is not about the volume. This is about the signal. We are in the middle of a global race to build 6th-generation fighter jets. These are the aircraft that will define air superiority for the next 50 years. They need to fly higher, faster, and be more radar invisible than anything currently in the sky. To do that, you need airframes that can handle extreme heat and pressure without adding weight. There is basically one material that fits all of those requirements simultaneously, and China just started making it domestically. Before this, China had a real problem. They were having to rely on lower-grade materials or try to get high-grade fiber through channels that often ran into international sanctions and export controls. That vulnerability is now gone. Beijing can supply its entire military-industrial complex with the most advanced structural material on Earth without asking anyone's permission. Back in 2022, when Toray doubled its production capacity at their American plant, they were very explicit about the reason: Department of Defense weapons systems. Carbon fiber is not just a commercial material, it is a weapons material. And now, China has their own supply of the best version of it. Okay, but let us step away from the geopolitics for a minute, because the everyday applications of this material are honestly just as interesting. Start with electric vehicles. The #1 enemy of any electric car is weight. Heavier car, more energy needed to move it, shorter range. And right now, the batteries in electric vehicles are genuinely very heavy. Manufacturers are constantly looking for ways to shave mass off every other part of the car just to compensate. Now imagine building the entire chassis and body of an electric car from T1200 carbon fiber. You could drop hundreds of kilograms off the weight of the vehicle. The range implications are enormous. We are potentially talking about electric cars that can go 1,000 miles on a single charge. That completely changes the conversation around electric vehicle adoption. Then there is infrastructure. And this one honestly does not get talked about enough. Most of our cities are built on reinforced concrete. Concrete with steel bars running through it. And the problem with steel is it rusts. Salt, moisture, time, they all work on it. The steel corrodes, the concrete cracks, and eventually you have a bridge or a building that needs either massive maintenance or complete replacement. The global cost of maintaining aging steel-reinforced infrastructure is genuinely astronomical. Now replace that steel rebar with carbon fiber. Carbon fiber does not rust. It does not corrode. You could build infrastructure near the ocean in harsh climates, in places where steel would be eaten alive in decades. And that structure could stand essentially maintenance-free for 200 years. The long-term savings would be extraordinary. And in space, the impact gets even more dramatic. It currently costs thousands of dollars to put a single kilogram of anything into orbit. Every kilogram you can strip out of a rocket or a satellite directly reduces that cost. T1200 carbon fiber makes structures that were previously too heavy to launch suddenly viable. The implications for space exploration and eventually space colonization are hard to overstate. Now look, I want to be straight with you about something, because carbon fiber is not a perfect story. Making this stuff is incredibly energy intensive. You have to heat the raw materials to extreme temperatures in a controlled, oxygen-free environment. And the environmental cost of that process is significant. The Japan Carbon Fiber Manufacturers Association has published data showing that producing 1 kilogram of carbon fiber releases close to 20 kilograms of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Compare that to steel, where producing 1 kilogram releases around 2 kilograms of carbon dioxide. Carbon fiber is 10 times worse at the production stage. And then there is recycling. Steel is probably the most recyclable material on Earth. You melt it down, you reuse it over and over. Carbon fiber is different. It is a composite material, usually mixed with resins and adhesives that are genuinely very difficult to separate. Most carbon fiber waste today ends up in landfills, and that is a real problem that the industry has not solved yet. So there is a genuine paradox here. This material makes aircraft more fuel efficient, makes cars go further on less energy, makes infrastructure last longer without replacement. In the long run, the environmental benefit of using it could be substantial, but the process of making it right now carries a significant environmental cost. China and every other major manufacturer are working on this, but they have not cracked it yet. When we look back from the 2030s, the announcement China made in March 2026 is going to look like a turning point. The materials landscape that dominated the last century, where the West and Japan held the high ground in the most advanced manufacturing, that landscape shifted. China did not just build a production facility. They inserted themselves at the center of a supply chain that the next century of manufacturing is going to depend on. From satellites in orbit to underground tunnels to the fuselage of aircraft you will fly in 10 years from now. Carbon fiber at this performance level is going to be everywhere. And right now, only one country on Earth is making the most advanced version of it at scale. The age of steel is not ending tomorrow, but its monopoly on how we build things, that is already over. We are stepping into something different. An era where the strongest structures are also the lightest. Where the limits engineers have been working around for 200 years simply do not apply anymore. The question used to be whether we could build it. Now the question is who controls the material needed to build it. And right now, that answer is coming from China. Tell me in the comments, does a world built from carbon fiber excite you, or does the environmental cost give you pause? And which industry do you think this disrupts first? Subscribe to Mega Build Nations. We are tracking this story as it develops, from the factory floors to the defense programs to the engineering labs. You will not want to miss what comes next.